If you are a man that struggles with consistency, and you struggle with consistency because you are sick to death of going on a physical endeavour, absolutely smashing that goal to smithereens, but after the goal has been achieved, you fall back and snapshot back to that previous version of yourself. You may have allocated months to achieving many different goals, smashed them, but you're still always finding a way to fall back into old habits, the old version of yourself. And essentially, that is all time wasted. It would wear down anybody, right? And it's important that we just bring awareness to why this happens, because there's not many coaches that are actually talking about this online. And essentially, start to stop you falling back into old habits and just start to create that momentum. Next goal, momentum, next goal. But I'll tell you straight up, the reason this happens is because you are getting physical results before your character is developing. Your character never believed he was worthy of achieving that physical result, and then that was proven after the physical result was achieved. The physical result comes quicker than the mindset development, self-respect, confidence. Anyway, more on that in a sec. So what I'm going to cover today is something called personal standards, right? And I'm going to talk about two different sides of the coin with regards to how you think and how you solve problems and your beliefs in any 24-hour period. Personal standards are basically the rules you live by as a man. What you allow to happen and what you will not allow to happen to you personally in a 24-hour period, right? If you don't have any personal standards, the chances are you are probably living by somebody else's personal standards. Now, on that, if you go on a physical endeavour, you try and achieve a physical goal, you employ tactics and coaching and programming and eating nutrient-dense foods, if you're not living by your own personal standards, you're living by somebody else's, the amount of friction that you choosing to do these things is going to create is going to be a massive reason why you might crumble within the first couple of months. I'm going to talk specifically about what I call the creature mindset. This is, most men sit here and most men are just simply listening to their survival part of their brain without even realizing. Again, this video is an identification piece, an awareness piece, and then it's like straight into the 2.0. What can I do about it? Cheers, Greenie. Happy that you've showed me this. What the hell do I do about this? And we finish with the 2.0, right? So hopefully that makes sense, right? I'm going to go straight into the 1.0 creature mindset. For those that are new to the channel, welcome. My name is Paul Green. I'm a former British paratrooper, Special Forces Support Group operator, and I coach men on the longevity program. I'm also a purple belt, and I've got 7 years of grappling experience. The creature mindset, this is basically the part of our brain that is responsible for us simply surviving. Literally, life and death shit is listening to this survival part of our brain, right? But the problem is, we live with a roof over our heads, we've got food in our fridge, we don't necessarily need to listen to that survival part of our brain much anymore, right? But in a typical busy family life, busy work, it's very easy for this to fall down the pecking order. And the moment this falls down the pecking order, and what I mean by it, your priority list, you personally, you don't have any personal goals. You don't have any rules that you follow as a man every day. You know why you don't? It's because it's easier to just let somebody else make the decisions, let somebody else make the rules. It's easier. Now, the moment you don't have any personal standards, you don't have any personal goals, you don't have any rules that you live by, your decline starts as a man. And it doesn't matter which tactics you employ. You might be going to the gym 5 times a week. You might be eating really healthy, but you have no rules. You have no standards. Your standards as a man doesn't exist. So, it's very easy for you to stray off a path that doesn't exist. The path doesn't exist. Hopefully you know what I mean by this. If you need me to expand on anything, just literally drop a comment in the comments below. So, living by somebody else's rules. When you go on a physical endeavour, but your personal standards are governed by somebody else, your missus, your kids, there's going to be friction between you going on this physical quest of health and strength and fitness and somebody else wants to do this, it's not aligned. There's a misalignment. There's high friction. It's not going to work. And if it does work, when you finish that, you're going to go boom, snap straight back, because you feel like you feel guilty, right? Saying yes to everybody because it's easier again. It's easier just to say yes. And this could link into serious problems with your marriage, right? And you might have done this for decades. And again, if you're saying yes to everybody, how can you ever say yes to yourself? And that is the whole premise of personal standards. By saying no to somebody, you are saying yes to yourself. If you're constantly saying yeah, how can you ever stay on your own path to achieve the things that you want to achieve? The root cause of all of this is comfort, right? It's a quest for comfort. The survival part of the brain wants you to be comfortable all the time. And if it was up to him, you wouldn't even get out of bed in the morning. One of the first things you can do to turn this around, right? And one of the biggest things that you can do to turn this around, and it will literally be the best thing ever, is what you tell yourself and what you execute by saying that you'll execute them. So the creature mindset, the bloke who's living a 1.0 life, is lying to himself. He is telling himself that his missus isn't watching how he problem solves. He is telling himself that the kids don't watch when he is up late at night, even though he says to them, go to bed early, and he is eating biscuits and cakes on a night and drinking Coke, even though he tells them to not do that. He regularly lies to himself. And if you lie to yourself regularly, you don't trust yourself to execute the things that you will say you are going to do. If you don't trust your own word, nobody else is going to have confidence in you. You're going to have no confidence, and they're not going to have confidence in you anyway. Now think about how brutal that is. It could not literally be worse. And now I'm speaking to you with hope, right? Because I've got the answers. Think about the opposite of all of these. Obviously, this is one. It's just the way it is. I'm married now. All of these lame excuses to why you're choosing comfort, right? It's virtually impossible to achieve any physical goal if you are constantly reacting to others. If you're in a reactive mindset, you're always in survival mode. You're never able to look forward and be proactive. Your family, they are watching. Just like you watch other people when they're stressed and you're very interested in how they problem solve. They're watching you exactly the same amount, and they're probably watching you even more. But one of the lies you tell yourself is that they're not watching. They don't care. They'll grow up and they will conduct themselves. No. They are paying very close attention to how you handle adversity. If you are gaining weight, what are you going to do about it? What is daddy going to do about it? It's rough stuff, right? But trust me, it's easier to turn around than you think. The most important thing is that you have the awareness that this stuff's happening. Survival part of the brain. If your word means nothing to you, people, and I don't care if it's family, they will not trust you. If you say you're going to do something, in the back of their head, they're thinking, yeah, cheers. No, he's not. He's weak. They are thinking he's weak because you are not a man of your word. Brutal stuff. The 2.0. The man that wants to improve every day, that looks forward with enthusiasm, with excitement, with optimism, because he's optimistic because of this. He's a man of his word. He has proof that he is developing his physical capabilities. He doesn't just say he's going to develop his physical capabilities. He has a track record, data. A man of his word. So important. If you are not a man of your word, your confidence completely plummets. Your motivation completely plummets. Everybody's motivation towards you, everybody's respect, your self-respect, your self-pride, it comes from this. If you're watching this video, you don't have any confidence, you don't have any motivation, you don't have self-respect, you don't have any pride, the best way to turn this around is by doing this. Don't have to do many things of your word every day. One is a perfect start. And always wanting the better for yourself. Because being a good role model, improving your personal standards, will filter in and trickle into everybody else's life. How bad could it be if not only you was like this, but your wife and all of your kids was this as well? Now, how difficult is life going to get if that stuff is amplified and times by like 5? Rough, really rough. And it requires you to fucking put your chest out and get a grip of this situation before it becomes really miserable. Said it earlier on, I'll say it again. Integrity is the foundation of pride, self-respect, confidence, optimism, all the core values. Right? Mini goals every day. I have a notebook, right, which is for personal standards. It's got my personal goal in there, and it has got every morning I literally say, what is the most important thing that I need to personally do that day? It's nothing to do with family. It's nothing to do with work. It's nothing to do with the business. It is me. I write down what I want to do. I'm the only person that knows whether I've achieved that. I tick it off when I've finished it. I'm very happy that I was a man of my word. You don't need to show anybody. It's complete internal validation. And obviously these mini goals, they're not only going to improve all them things I've said, but they're also going to calm down this survival part of your brain and make it less potent and less dominant in your life. But these are the reasons why. These are the reasons why you keep snapshotting back. It's just because you didn't have an awareness. I've worked with blokes on my program, right? They have done the program, they've done everything religiously, they've, left after 16 weeks, shook my hand, happy days. But I know for a fact they're going to fall back into old habits, because I know for a fact that they didn't make the necessary changes. They've literally followed something, and I just know what their character's like. They're going to fall back into old habits. A lot of people do that. And it's just because they didn't have the awareness of character first. Character, mindset. And then this is just as important as the physical goals. You then take a moment, after you've achieved your physical goal, you then take a moment to pause and look at the mindset again. And then you keep rebounding forward. Hopefully you understand what I mean by that. Make myself a little bit now. Said it a few times. If you're a man that doesn't have confidence, that isn't proud of himself, doesn't have motivation, the foundation of it all is you knowing that you can stick to your own word. I've said that I'm going to not press snooze on my alarm this morning at 0600 hours. I didn't press snooze. You have stuck to your word. You stick to your word, you oppose the creature mindset. You know one thing, which I've started doing, and do it if you want, I'm not preaching, it's benefits, it's physical benefits. But if you get in a cold shower, and all of them, oh, it's cold, oh, like, the amount of times your survival part, the creature part of your brain will go, oh my god, it's cold, it's horrible. It's almost like the feeling of the cold water on your skin is killing the creature part of your brain. It's just one way to get a win on that fucker, because he never disappears. Never disappears. but you are now armed with awareness. So when you come to a decision in your day, in 24 hours, you come into a decision, you're now armed with comfort or development, survival or thrive. And remember, if you haven't got the motivation, think bigger than you. Think bigger than you. Because if you haven't got the motivation, your daughters haven't got the motivation. Your missus hasn't got the motivation. Personal standards. The foundation. A personal goal. This will be uncomfortable for some of you to do, because you probably are at that point in your life where you've been that focused on family, work, that simply just looking in the mirror and just going, what the fuck do I want? You probably never went through that process for years. But I want you to do this. I want you to ask yourself, what is your personal goal for the next 12 months? And be as specific as possible. Don't mention family. Don't mention work. Only think about you. And don't tell anybody about this. This is your personal goal. And then write down your 3 to 5 rules in which you will live every single day by. There's a first one. Obviously, these are yours. These are your personal standards. But the first one, I will be a man of my word today. And if not, I will fucking ruthlessly try my hardest to rectify that mistake. Integrity. Gentlemen, that is it from me. Hopefully you appreciate this video. Remember, this is an awareness piece, because people will be obedient. They will do the tactics. They will do the training program. They will do the nutrition plan. But they didn't improve their character and mindset along the way. So all of their beliefs of, it doesn't matter, all them excuses, all of them things still apply to the person who's now achieved the goal. So when the goal disappears, you just fall back, because you never actually believed you were an elite man, even though you were an elite man by doing that process. But now you are armed with a choice every single time a decision comes up in the day. Do you choose comfort and survival? Or do you choose to not just develop yourself, but be a role model for those around you? Personal standards. Make sure you get them into your life, because without them, that is literally the point your decline starts. See you tomorrow.